On this blog, we're going to continue our theme on margins, and I think I've already intimated in our previous blog that I'm not trying to teach you what margins is made up of. I'm just here to maybe spark a bit slightly different thinking, thinking anew about the issues involved, because often we just don't have time to think, and we do what we did the previous time or what we've always done. And the age-old adage, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. And when I talk to accountants and they feel their margins are being squeezed, it is quite a common problem. So if you're experiencing your margins being very tight, I understand that, and you're in a significant, I wouldn't say you're in good company, because I don't think it's a good problem to have, but it is a common problem. So you are in company. And one of the main reasons I have found that businesses suffer from this is the technique of doing the same thing they did last year. So there's two elements. I'm going to touch on one on this blog, and I'll do another blog on the other one. The first one is that they do what they did last year. They follow last year's file. The senior, or they just gets out there, does what happened last year, and produces a file similar to last year, because last year didn't get questioned. And so their workload is the same. Typically, the cost has gone up because wages have probably gone up. The client, based on my experience, has got busier, so there's probably less time from the client's point of view, so things take longer still. And so client cooperation is reduced. Not on purpose, don't get me wrong, but it is reduced. And then you have the result of that, if you let that continue, is that the margins go down because your costs have gone up for staff costs, as well as lack of client cooperation, because they're just busier, and things then begin to drift. And that has got to stop. So you've got to think differently about it, because if you don't think differently about the problem and be aware of the problem, and then make a decision to bring it to the top of your agenda, make it a project. We talk in our Profit Multiplier program about 3x3x3. 3 projects in 3 months with 3 activities a day to get rid of those projects over the 3 months. Make it one of the 3 projects if this is important to you. If it isn't, pick another one. And take some action, some specific actions that, when implemented, will alleviate the problem, will reduce the problem, will in fact solve the problem to a large extent. And when you start looking at things, one of the things I ask my clients to do is look at the problem as if I was looking at it, coming from a different environment, having solved the problem myself, having come to your business anew to look at your processes and your principles and your practices. And don't get me wrong, I am the last person you want to ask about how to put a good accounts file or an audit file together. That is not what I'm talking about. It's the thinking behind its preparation. You have all the skills you need in-house. What you may be missing is the catalyst to make it happen. One is the willingness, the second one is the decision. First you've got to be willing and aware, and then you've got to decide that you're going to make it happen, and then you've got to then take some actions to implement what you've decided to solve the problem. And when you do that, you begin to take action that alleviates the problem. And sometimes an outside catalyst, like a coach, mentor, or consultant like myself, is essential, because it just helps coordinate and isolate the problem and deal with it, and make it happen, because often daily pressures in life get in the way. Other times you just have exactly what you need. Now you're aware, now you make a decision, and you make that project happen, and you develop action plans to alleviate it, and you solve the problem. But do it quickly, because time is of the essence. I talk in one of my stories about if your current bank is giving you 0.5% on your £500,000 cash reserve, if you're running an overdraft, it's a different problem completely, and returns might be even better. And another bank happened to offer you 20% returns on your investment, on your deposits, the longer you don't move your cash, the more it's going to cost you. And it's exactly the same. The opportunity cost of solving these problems are so big that if you leave them a month or 2 or 3 or 6 or 12, the cost, if you look at the cost of not doing something, it's much higher than the cost of doing it. And so think about that again in the thinking, I don't apologize for repeating the same thing again and again, because it needs drumming in. If we ever work together on the Profit Multiplier program for accountants, you will be completely solid with the idea that we have to first be aware, then make a decision, and then create the project, and then create actions that deal with it, and measuring the results and tweaking it until the desired result is achieved. And it's a moving target. We're always having to keep improving and improving as technology changes, our skills change, our clients' needs change. It all has to be changed. So I don't apologize for that, but I do insist that if you are going to make a difference in your business, it's not enough wanting it. You've actually got to make it, and that's where a lot of businesses, accountants fall down on, because they're so busy doing really good work for their clients, they don't often get the chance to do good work for themselves, and it's unfortunate, but needs changing. So let me leave you with those thoughts. Hopefully you found this thought-provoking, you found it sort of challenging a little bit. I don't apologize. As I said, if we ever work together, there'll be far more challenging conversations than this, because I don't see my role as a mentor, coach, and consultant to be one of, let's just be nice. I want action. I want you to get value for money from our interaction, from our working together. And to do that, I need you to be aware of how I work and how insistent I am that we take action quickly, make decisions quickly, take action quickly, and evaluate. So if you found that useful, please share with other accountants. Like the post, like the video. Hopefully, if you're watching this, share it, link to it on your blogs, and please tell us what you did with the information, what you intend doing with the information, how you've used the information to implement within your business. If you have partners, maybe let them share in the video and hear a different perspective on it. If you're one that feels that this is necessary, that they've battled it, then maybe they should watch this themselves and get a sense of where I'm coming from to maybe help you make that decision with them. Until we speak, whether it's on one of our quick chats or a 10-minute quick fix call, or on our Profit Multiplier for Accountant strategy session, I wish you every success. You deserve it. Accountants are, I am one of you guys. I understand it, and I wish you deserve every success. You work really hard, and we need to really work together to make business pay, because it's not right that we should be earning more. You're probably watching this because you want to earn more. So let me leave you with that, and I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.